Basically what we're trying to do at all of our schools in the district is to identify the best available areas of refuge for severe weather that we have right now today. We want to evaluate our buildings using criteria established by FEMA and established by International Building Code. And we want to look at these structures and find, if we have severe weather and we have people in our buildings, where's the best place to put them?
Our school has recently finished the MAPS phase construction, and with the new addition of the wing and growing in our student population, it was really important for us to revise and assess our safety plans to include our tornado procedures after some lessons learned from last spring and more. Our goal was to identify the best use of the available space that we have. Prior to that, we were using, sheltering in the hallways and tuck and duck, which we've used for years. And it may be the best option for some schools, but we identified areas that were better options for our students. And so we have zoned those into 5 different zones in the building where we are able to safely house for an extended period of time if we needed to during a severe weather storm or tornado warning.
What they've done here, what Principal Schroeder's done here is she's identified, not only has she identified the areas of refuge for her building, she's also got a very comprehensive, very workable plan in place on how to get people in those spaces as quickly as possible, no matter where they're at in the building. The nice thing about it is she's using a color-coded map. It's easy to use and easy to read, and will be very, very useful, especially to people who may not be familiar with the structure. Substitute teachers, volunteers, parents, these types of folks who might be in our building. We want anybody, if they're in one of our buildings, we want them to be as comfortable as possible. We want them to feel as safe as possible. The
most important part is to have a simple plan that even children understand in chaos. When things go out of norm, anxiety heightens, and people need to know exactly what the plan is. So part of that plan includes a color-coded map, which is identified in every classroom, that would tell that teacher or a substitute volunteer, if that was in a location, of exactly where that class is going to go. On the other end, those locations are identified by signs that are color-coded as well. That will help people know, okay, my room is orange, I go to the orange bathroom. That helps children of all ages and adults identify those areas as quickly as possible. Once those zones are filled with people where they need to go, each zone has a designated radio holder who uses a 2-way communication radio to report back to administration that their zone is clear and safe.
One of the lessons that we learned from the May 20th tornado was that some of the preconceptions we had about sheltering may not be adequate. One of the typical practices in school was to shelter in the hallway. One of the lessons we learned from that is is not always the best case. It depends on how that hallway is designed, how the winds are going to affect it, and how the winds are going to enter that hallway. In a lot of cases, we may need to find another space that would be a better area. Because the doors that are at the ends of these hallways and some of the walls at the ends of these hallways typically have a lot of glass in them, and those will fail under high winds. And so what will happen is you turn your shelter area into a wind tunnel. A lot of debris comes in, this type of thing. We don't want people in the middle of that. That's not healthy.